Welcome to What the We are to deep intellectual discussion as herbal Viagra is to Lamar Odom. Hey, for a preview of tonight's show, let's go to Timothy Walton in our legal department. Timothy, what do we have in store for tonight's show?
This episode is about the science of happiness. Are young people happier? Should you do the dishes? Will mag help? Will praise help? We'll find out tonight.
Thank you, Timothy. We'll join you later at the end of the show. People consider it an honor merely to be nominated, but enough about the Transgender Academy Awards. Let's meet tonight's panel. In the far chair, she's cuter than a polar bear cub, devouring a baby harp seal. It's freelance writer Rachel Avery. In the middle chair, it's international woman of intrigue Cynthia Gregory. She's so mysterious, the Bermuda Triangle disappears every time she goes through it. In between them is professional videographer John Helmholtz. If improvisation was words with friends, I'd do them on the toilet. Finally, sitting next to me, he's a writer, actor, director, and the most famous person you've never heard of. It's C.J. Silberman. If wit were potatoes, he'd be known for coming in a sack. Issue number 1. Does your contentment fade as you hit middle age? A study from the University of New South Wales in Australia finds that our personal happiness levels peak in our 20s and then declines until we hit 65. Quote, satisfaction over life decreases from the early 20s, plateaus for about 40 years, and then increases from 65 up. Unquote. Happiness followed a predictable trajectory, with couples reporting the greatest satisfaction at life just before having their first child, and a dip from their first year of life through when the first child reaches 6 years of age and started school. Interesting. There is a strong correlation during the middle age plateau with employment opportunities and financial situation when, quote, money and jobs matter most, unquote. For more, we turn to our senior correspondent, John Speedo. John, your thoughts.
Do your dance, do your dance, do your dance. See, this is... Now, ladies, I mean, I can't comment, but...
I can move like that.
Well, yeah, it's just actually...
You're right.
I know this move. Okay.
A little slippery on that towel.
Oh, well, yeah, now, Cynthia, what do we tell about sharing of your online matches with the group?
I was very thrilled to be with that man for at least 5 minutes.
Okay. Oh, well, okay. 5 minutes. That's the going rate, eh?
That's it.
All right. You know, I'm going to start with the younger people on the other end of the panel here. Rachel, happiness peaks in your 20s. Agree or disagree?
I just do not agree with this at all.
Okay.
My 20s, I was so miserable. I am so happy to be out of my 20s.
You mean you're not still in your 20s?
No, absolutely not. No, I'm 38, so I'm almost middle-aged, right?
Okay.
I'm almost there. But my life just keeps getting better and better and better. But my gosh, I like to call the 20s my F it 20s, because it was just a period I'm so glad to be out of right now.
So why do you think, well then, if you don't agree, why was your 20s so miserable?
Well, maybe there just wasn't enough science in my life.
Wasn't enough science? Was that it? Not enough science?
No, it was just because finding myself, I grew up in this tiny small town just outside of Yosemite, and it was like I didn't know who I was or where I was going, and I was battling with depression and just
the same meth dealers just bored you to death?
Yeah, I was very bored.
Oh, okay. All right. But
my greatest fear now.
But then you got into your 30s and you got to go to the big city?
Well, actually, yes, it's this town called Merced. Have you heard of it?
I think I have.
Merced was the big city for folks like me.
Oh, so you're
they
like
had a mall.
So you're like a Sonora girl.
Actually, I went to college in Sonora.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so
they
that was
have
a big
a college
city
in Sonora?
Yes, they have a Columbia College.
Oh, never heard of it.
I didn't finish there. I didn't finish college there.
So basically, your 20s are miserable because you hadn't found yourself yet.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
I mean, yeah, it was a rough patch for sure.
And your 30s have been happier than your 20s.
Okay, let's say it started at 35.
Okay.
All right, it started to get really good.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I moved out of California for one.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I went up to Oregon and I made some moves and changes, but I think for the most part, I started to really ask myself, like, who am I? And found myself. I hugged a couple trees.
Okay, you hug trees.
Right? So tree hugger. I didn't even realize what my gift, what my talent was until 35.
Okay.
So writing, I was doing it all the time, but I had no clue that I was writing. I remember writing what is it that I'm good at? What is it that I do? What is it? I'm writing this for years.
Beautiful laments.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cynthia, what's your take on this?
Well, I would say that I would say that they're probably right. Following the trajectory of most of my married friends
Yep.
who have had children, I would say that they've probably followed exactly that same pattern. Having children can be stressful, right? There's so much that's going on in your life, and then you got the kids stuff, and you're driving them 15 places. But I've noticed almost all of my friends whose kids have left for school, I've noticed a marked improvement in their
Happiness?
their happiness and their enjoyment of life.
Okay.
And now they're just kind of waiting for that next phase when they get to have grandbabies. And yeah, so I think there is kind of a
As opposed to
truth
when the
that.
kids graduate college, can't find a job, move back home.
Yeah, well, yeah, even the ones that have had experienced some of that have still been happier than when they had to schlep them to 15 different soccer practices and swim meets and whatever.
All right. Okay. So you'll buy this.
I will buy that.
All right. John, as someone who's still in his 20s, right?
God, I hope it isn't true.
All right.
Because so far, it's been a little rough. You know what I mean? Well, I think there's maybe what it is that you're just it's like ignorance is bliss. Maybe that's what it is. Like
Okay.
you get to your 30s and you're like, oh crap, like world sucks. I got out of the corner that I grew up in, and now I'm somewhere else, and man.
How much of your 20s do you remember?
I'm turning 26 in January.
Okay, so how much of it do you remember currently? Because I assume some of it's lost at parties and hangovers. Right?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little hungover right now, to tell you the truth. Gosh, I remember most of it. 15%.
Okay, you remember 15% of your 20s? Okay.
Yeah.
Could that be why you're happy you forgot all the bad stuff?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
The rigors?
But I think that's probably, at least for a millennial like myself, I feel like maybe what it is that I feel like maybe my parents' generation were happier in their 20s, because my dad was employed out of college and they bought a house when they were 23.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? But for me,
Okay.
that's not so much the case.
All right. Okay, CJ, you hang around a lot of people in their 20s, right, early 20s. What's your take on this?
Yeah, those are my students, Jim. Careful. Well, I guess.
You're hanging out? Okay.
Don't tell the provost. It depends on how you define happiness. So, in law school, we start with a definition, then we extrapolate facts to match the definition. So, my definition of happiness, if I'm getting a massage and a woman's on my back and I can still feel it.
Okay.
So, I'm a happy guy.
Okay.
I've been happy my whole life, really.
Oh. So you have a woman on your back all your whole life?
Yeah, well,
And
there's
you
a
can
monkey
feel-
on my back, but that's a different story.
Oh. You have to pay for the monkey?
Yeah, but they accept settlement checks, so it's partial payments for chimp love.
The thing with the zoo. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Yeah. All right.
Zookeeper has nothing to do with it.
Okay. All right. Then I'll move on before I get you in trouble. Hey,
Thanks.
Issue number 2. If you are stressed, is it best to clean up this damn mess? A study has found that people who do dishes mindfully, focusing on their actions carefully, feel less stressed and nervous. Scientists at the University of Florida State, go Gators, set out to discover if washing up could be used as an informal, contemplative practice to promote mindfulness and improve well-being, whatever that crap means. Those who perform mindful dishwashing were found to have achieved, quote, greater state mindfulness, increases in elements of positive effect. Feelings of nervousness decreased by 27%, while inspiration increased by 25%. I have no idea what that means. I believe we have some of the research footage here.
He's got a monkey on his back too.
My first year in college.
Okay. Wow. I don't know if those are the right research subjects to use, but hey, Cynthia, dishwashing is therapeutic. Was this study authored by your first ex-husband?
No, but I will tell you that my first ex-husband, yes, in anticipation of more to come. Actually, I do agree with this study too, because I've used this therapy myself. So as you know, that I've had a very sketchy job history here in the Valley, getting laid off every other year. It's just lots of fun. But the way that I work through my anger of all of that is to clean or to purge. So I have actually gone through, I think last year, and I discovered a new book on the Japanese method of decluttering called KonMari. So I went around the house and KonMari'd the shit out of it.
Okay.
So
if a man visits your place and finds it ridiculously spotless, should he be worried or happy?
I would be worried because I'll KonMari his shit too.
Oh, well, there you go. Ooh.
I'd be content that you're content.
Some men might like that.
Yeah.
She's not going to take it out on
I
me.
want to get KonMari'd. Okay.
Do you provide a safe word with the KonMari?
No, not at all.
There's a calamari. Anyways.
No.
Rachel, I'll go with
all
you.
fishy
Dishwashing therapeutic, buying this or not?
Well, I'm also a chef,
Okay.
and I will tell you that I hate dishes. I've always hated doing dishes, and it sometimes prevents me from cooking. And so this has been an ongoing relationship with me and dishes, and I've tried the whole meditation experience, like feel the glass.
Light some incense, maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
Create the mood.
Maybe you shouldn't be that intimate with your cutlery and your flatware.
Well, but I was just thinking, though, as you were reading that my relationship with dishes might improve maybe if I do them in the shower.
Okay.
And that way I
And you'll save water too?
Yeah, I could save water. It's more, I could get more things done at once.
More fun than KonMari, probably.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a.
Can you imagine hair mixing
on
at the
who's in the shower
drain
with it.
with the food too, though?
Well, I'll work it out.
Okay.
But-
She'll have to get a dark garbage disposal for her shower.
Yeah. Ooh, that sounds dangerous. I don't like that.
Hey, John, do you suspect that this study, if it wasn't funded by Cynthia Gregory's first ex-husband, was funded by, the dish soap manufacturers?
Well, maybe by one of my
Big Dawn.
ex-girlfriends, honestly.
There you go.
I got told that a lot. I got harped on for not doing the dishes in college when I was, living with my roommates, who I actually still live with now. We're in an apartment together. So I think it depends on whose dishes you're doing.
Hopefully yours, right?
I love doing my own dishes. It is kind of like, it makes me feel like I've accomplished something for the day. I'll come home and be like, man, I have piles of things to do, but I'm going to take 10 minutes and really,
I've accomplished something today.
Yeah, exactly.
Find a job, no. Find contentment, no. Dishes done.
Yeah,
Awesome.
exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Procrastination tool.
Yeah. Clean them and then I'll have a bowl of cereal. That's all I
Okay.
can eat.
All right. CJ, I'm going to give you the last 30 seconds on this. What's your take as a happily married man?
Yeah, not happily. I haven't been happily married for a long time,
Okay.
but I think throwing dishes is a lot more therapeutic than washing them.
Okay. Is that what you told the cops?
Well, they were in the middle of the whole procedure, so they didn't have to tell them anything. They observed it, and that's where the subpoena took place. But that's a whole other story. But yeah, I think throwing the dish is fun. Watching it break, getting all your frustration out is a lot more fun than washing them.
Okay. All right. Oh, CJ, you took us to the end. On to our first break. And we are back from our first break. Hey, issue number 3. Can your ideology be rocked with a little bit of electroshock? Researchers from the University of York in Britain claim that they're able to make Christians no longer believe in God and make Britons change their minds about immigrants using a technique called transcranial magnetic stimulation. Say that 3 times fast. TMS. Researchers safely shut down certain groups of neurons in the brains of volunteers. TMS, which is often used to treat depression, involves placing a large electromagnetic coil against the scalp to stimulate nerve cells in the region of the brain involved in mood control, or what I do on a Friday night. Anyways, researchers found the technique radically altered religious perceptions and prejudice. Belief in God was reduced by almost a third, while participants became 28.5% less bothered by immigration. Really precise. I think we have some more research footage here.
Supposed to be stimulating?
I believe that cat now thinks it's a dog. I just really was. All right, hey CJ, you're my resident conspiracy theorist here. Brainwashing with a magnet. Buying this or not?
Don't know. I mean, I think it might stimulate hair growth, but I'm not sure about being able to brainwash people. And they say that people after having this procedure are more likely to be less religious. And is that a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, they're touting it as some type of benefit. Now, the immigration part, I get. If you're more open to immigration, good thing. But losing your religion, I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
All right, but if it's true, if it is turns out to be true, does this make the maker of the Beats headphones the ultimate James Bond villain?
Probably.
Okay. Right.
Or at least one of them. They're on the list of 10, probably.
All right. Hey, John. You're still a young man who hasn't made up his mind about the world. Do you think magnets would help you out?
All I can think of is the movie Total Recall.
Okay.
I just think of I am McQuaid. You know, like you go into the procedure and suddenly you think you're this super secret agent who has to get his ass to Mars. That's what I'm assuming is going to come out of this.
All right.
I like to believe what I like to believe, and I think that putting a magnet to someone's head to make them believe something else, that feels very Brave New World-ish.
Right. Now, do you really believe that, or do you think someone made you believe?
See, that's what I can't tell, because last night I think I got pretty close to my microwave when I was cooking some popcorn. So I don't know, maybe it's just.
Did you notice any changes in your beliefs after the microwave popcorn incident?
Nah, not that I can remember.
Like more likely to vote for Trump, less likely to vote for Trump?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what direction you went, but I just figure if there's a chance,
Trump all the way, man.
Okay.
Depends whether there's butter on that popcorn.
We should probably put him in front of the microwave again. Maybe we can reverse this.
Yeah.
Rachel,
Yeah.
do you think if they can do this with, say, religious beliefs or immigration, do you think they could possibly do this with beliefs about other things?
Okay, so the study, if I'm understanding it correctly, said that at stimulation it made people believe less in God?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, which I didn't really understand, because all I know is that personal experience with increased stimulation, I actually start using more God language.
So you actually see God, right?
So, my experience is that the more stimulation there is the more we believe in God,
Okay.
I believe.
So maybe they set it in the reverse function for you? So
Yeah, they must have,
Okay.
because it seems to just grow.
Okay.
So.
Cynthia, as a worker in the tech sector in Silicon Valley, do you see the multiple applications for this technology?
Yeah, the one that that popped in my mind after you started talking about Total Recall was a very, very old episode of from Star Trek, the original one.
Before he was born.
Yes, like a couple decades before you were born. But do you remember this one guy who was like a psychopathic serial killer in the universe, and then they stuck him in this brain? No, this was before Khan, but they stuck him in this helmet and they kind of whirred around with something, and I'm guessing it must have been magnets. And then he wasn't mentally ill anymore, and he wasn't a serial killer. So I'm thinking that if they could do that in the 24th century, then we might all be just very placid people at some point.
You obviously haven't seen Clockwork Orange yet. Okay. I'm gonna see. I even made Timothy laugh on that one.
Some of the old ultra-violence.
There you go. All right. For that, I'm gonna jump on to the next segment. Issue number 4. Will kissing butt keep you out of a rut? Researchers at Harvard Business School, which I believe is a junior college in Massachusetts, have found that fishing for compliments may boost your future chance of success. They conclude that compliments remind us of when we have succeeded and motivate us to strive again. The more we get, the better we perform. That's what women don't say that to me. The studies, quote, indicate that best self-activation improve participants' positive emotions and physiology, buffer negative physiological arousal, my nickname, associated with stress-inducing tasks, and increase problem-solving performance under pressure, unquote. Yeah. Speaking of which.
Think you're better than me, Paul? You think just because you're hanging here all day, you're higher than me, you're better than me? Yeah, well, I got news for you. You're not. I'm a body. I can think. Yeah, you are not better than me at all. Yeah, I'll teach you.
Oh.
Ain't gonna start nothing, ain't gonna be nothing.
Was he just fighting with the broom?
he was training with the broom. The broom's still standing.
When you lose a fight with a punching bag.
It's not a good place to be.
Not a good place to be. You don't lose. You lose street cred in the MMA community. I think knocked out by a punching bag. Hey, John, I'll go to you first since I've neglected to go to you first. Trolling for compliments improves performance. Agree or disagree?
I think it varies person to person.
Okay.
I personally, I don't like people looking for handouts. You know what I mean? Like if someone's trying to instigate something, it just doesn't feel genuine. Like what do you want me to say? Like, yeah, good job, leave me alone. You know what I mean? Like.
But is it good for you?
Is it good for me?
Yes.
I see. That's the thing too. Is I would want somebody to not feel like they're obligated to do so. Like I want it to come from the heart.
Right.
You know?
So even the artificial stimulation doesn't work for you?
No, I'm just like it's bullshit, man.
Is that why? Will that
bullshit.
explain your affinity for coffee and porn?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty spot on, actually.
Actually, I think that's the name of my new band, Coffee and Porn. It's like,
Starbucks.
It's a good one.
yeah, there you go, Coffee and Porn. Hey, CJ, since I'll go to you next because I hate going to you last and cutting you off a little bit. Yeah, trolling for compliments. Yeah, good or bad?
I think if you are trolling for compliments, then internally you don't have enough self-esteem. And external compliments, if you need those, then you're probably not valuing yourself. You need to get some kind of coaching or motivation to be a better person.
Right.
So I'm against. I don't think it makes any sense.
Do you do that with your students?
Well, after they see their midterm grades, yeah.
Oh, are they all trolling for compliments?
Oh, and more.
Oh, well, we won't talk about that. With
No, that's a closed office door type of conversation.
Oh, okay.
Do you have tenure yet?
Not yet.
Oh,
Okay, so now we won't talk about
We
it.
won't talk about that. Rachel, trolling for compliments. You think a life coach would agree or disagree with this?
Well, first off, it depends off where I'm trolling for them and what time of the day it is.
Okay.
Because if I'm trolling for compliments downtown at midnight,
Right.
it may not be the compliments I'm looking for.
Well, do you start off with, could you give me a compliment and are you a police officer?
From a police officer?
Well, no, you ask, are you a police officer? In case they're undercover.
Right? So
They have to tell you.
So
That's entrapment.
I think it's really important that that yes, I agree with trolling for them per se, but you're trolling for them with the right kind of people. And the most important compliments I request is from myself every day, and that's what's changed my life completely.
So is it like looking in the mirror, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough,
Yes.
by golly, people like me?
I love you. Yes, and gosh darn it, people love me.
So you're the self-stimulator, you're the anti-self-stimulator.
Well, I take a lot of selfies. They make me feel good about myself sometimes.
selfies are good.
Just from the waist up, right? Okay, we'll see something.
Fishing for compliments, I guess.
Yes,
there
so
you-
compliment yourself.
Objects in mirror appear larger than in real life. Okay, there you go. Hey, Cynthia, what's your take on this?
Well, first I'd like to say, Jim, to you and everyone else, this has been a wonderful panel to be on. Each one of you have been so witty, and you're all just very good looking. It's clear you're exceptionally talented. And Jim, I just can't say how wonderful it's been to be on the panel with you. You're doing an excellent job, and I think you're only 10 seconds over today.
Oh, that's right. I've read your Yelp reviews. I know how you really feel.
That was good.
On to our second break. And we are back from our second break. Hey, for those of you who want to talk back to us or send us compliments, I believe our Twitter information and our email address is below here on somewhere in the lower third of the screen, right below where my hands are because, who knows. So feel free to send us some love, hate, or indifference, but don't send me spam. I just hate that stuff. Anyways, we are at the final segment of our show. This is our fact-checking segment, and this is where we find out where we went wrong during the course of the show. And for that, we rejoin Timothy Walton in our legal department. Hey, Timothy, how'd we do on tonight's show?
Well, surprisingly, Jim, there were no misstatements of fact. Everybody got everything exactly right, and there's just nothing more to say.
Really?
No, I'm sorry. No, wait a minute. I do have some comments after all.
Oh, did you move the magnet again on your head?
Soon.
Okay.
I'll start with Cynthia. Cynthia, this is not a wonderful panel. Your sarcasm is duly noted.
Called out. Boom roasted.
Got her.
I feel somewhat diminished.
Yeah, me too.
Which, by the way, Rachel, the misery in your early 20s will pale in comparison to what you will experience when you watch this episode of the show.
That's a good one.
Brutal.
Can't be.
I have a question for CJ. Does your monkey massage leave you with a happy ending?
Ooh.
I think that's a monkey human privilege.
That's confidential. That's attorney-client privilege or chimp client privilege.
Chimp client privilege. I believe that was in the case of primate v. state. There you go.
Yeah. Monkey versus bars.
There
Maybe.
you go. Scopes monkey trial.
And John, washing the dishes should take more than 10 minutes. Are you sure you're getting them clean?
Clean enough.
You know,
Clean enough for CJ's monkey?
Yeah, but
What do you think, CJ?
my monkey will lick the plate. Don't worry.
Oh, dirty.
If you know what I mean.
primate.
that's Ebola clean.
And CJ, by the way, you might look into paper plates. You might not have to replace them as often.
But they don't make the same impact when you throw them.
Nah.
They kind of they flutter.
They
They
fly.
don't really break in pieces and shatter and make noise and stuff.
Oh,
not
I
as
thought.
dramatic.
Oh, that's a feature, not a bug.
That's a benefit.
Oh, okay. I learn something new every day.
Jim, speaking of learning something new, Clockwork Orange was not a successful use of magnets.
Oh, it wasn't? You mean it really didn't change his mind?
And magnets are not as good for James Bond villains as the sharks with lasers.
Oh, okay. I thought that was more of an Austin Powers sharks with lasers kind of thing. But duly noted. Duly noted.
I don't think Austin Powers had any sharks.
Oh no, wasn't it Dr. Evil?
Right, well, he was the villain.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh well. See, again, thank you. That's why you're here, Timothy. What would I do without you?
Indeed. I don't know what you would do without me, but, well, it would probably still be this show.
There you go. We got about a minute left, Timothy. What else you got?
It occurs to me that maybe Cynthia needs to purge her book about decluttering.
I did.
Excellent.
Okay.
Nice. Wow.
Wow. She just committed it all to memory.
I did.
There you go. Just
That's efficient.
Mar your brain.
calamari your brain. There
Yeah.
you go. Well,
Konmari, K-O-N.
Not calamari.
as opposed to the Mon calamari.
That's right.
Okay. I thought they were a faction in the Star Wars Rebel Alliance. It's a trap.
And finally, the last thing I have to say, CJ, you can decry trolling for compliments, but that jacket you're wearing is begging for attention.
Well,
Everybody has something to hide except for me and my monkey.
oh, there you go. Thank you, Timothy. Thank you very much. And thank you for the
Thank you,
paddle.
Timothy.
Thank you very much for watching the show. Thank you, the crew. Later.
So don't get sued by the Beatles.
I like the jacket.
Thank you.
It's great.